नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भूतैर्महद्भिर्यमा पुरो विभु निर्मायशेते यदमुष पुरुषा। भूते गुणान् षोडश षोडशात्मिका सोऽलङ्कृशिष्ट भगवान् वचांसि मे। श्रीकृष्ण शरणं शरणागतम् कथामृतं सततपीबतं भक्तिवेदान्तमार्गपन्थनं सर्वलोकऋषिदेव जन्मप्रसन्नं सर्वलोकऋषिदेव जन्मप्रसन्नम्। Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Mataji's. So let's start our Damodar meditations. Hope everyone had a wonderful Ekadashi yesterday. So yesterday we concluded the 9th chapter. The translation of the last verse of 9th chapter is as follows. In their former birth, these two sons, known as Nalkuvara and Manigriva, were extremely opulent and fortunate. But because of pride and false prestige, they did not care about anyone, and thus Narad Muni caused them to become trees. So we looked at how we should never be proud of borrowed prunes, because whatever we have, wealth, beauty, fame, all good qualities, talents, assets, everything is not actually ours, it's Krishna's. And in due course of time, bhautikanam cha bhavanam, all things that we possess will deteriorate. But if we become proud of that, then that will expedite our fall from grace. However, the fortune of Nalkuver and Manigriv was that they came in contact with a pure devotee of the Lord, Narad Muni. So the 10th chapter actually is glorification of Narad Muni, especially, who is a pure devotee of Lord. And the significant points in the 10th chapter is how our path in devotional service is expedited when we associate with a pure devotee, even with a moments of association. So let's begin the 10th chapter. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Rajo Vacha Katyatam Bhagavan Etad Tayo Shapasya Karanam Yattad Vigarhitam Karma Yenava Devarishestamaha. Translation. King Parikshit inquired from Shukdev Goswami, O great and powerful saint, what was the cause of Nalkuveras and Manigrivas having been cursed by Narad Muni? What did they do that was so abominable that even Narada, the great sage, became angry at them? Kindly describe this to me. So it is indeed astonishing because we hardly see Narad Muni getting angry and we hardly see Narad Muni cursing. In Srimad Bhagavatam at least, this is the only instance when Narad Muni curses. So Maharaj Parikshit is quite curious to know that what was it that caused Narad Muni to curse these two sons of Kuvera. Now Kuvera is Narad Muni's brother because they're both born from Brahma. So therefore Nal Kuvera and Manigrivs in fact are Narad Muni's nephews if you look like that, or even sons, because the nephews in going back even few generations are regarded as sons as well. So why would Narad Muni curse them? In word to word, we see Parikshit Maharaj is asking these questions, and he's saying, Kathayatam, please describe Bhagavan, of supremely powerful one, Etad, this, Tayoho, of both of them, Shapasya, of casing. Karanam, the cause. What was the cause? Karanam of Narad Muni casing. Yet, which, tat, that, Vigarhitam, abominable, karma, act. Yena, by which, va, either, Devareshehe Tamaha, the great sage Narad Muni, became so angry. Text number 2 and 3. Shri Shukhovacha Rudyasyanu Bhutva Sudripto Dhananatmajo Kailasho Pavane Ramye Mandakinyam Madotkato Varunim Madiram Pitva Madagurni Talochano Strijane Anugayadbis Cheratu Pushpite Vane. Translation. Shukdev Goswami said, O King Parikshit, because the two sons of Kuvera had been elevated to the association of Lord Shiva, of which they were very much proud, they were allowed to wander in the garden attached to Kailasha on the bank of the Mandakini river. Taking advantage of this, they used to drink a kind of liquor called Varuni. Accompanied by women singing after them, they would wander in the garden of flowers, their eyes always rolling in intoxication. Would anyone like to read the purport, please?
Yes, Prabhuji, can I read?
Please go ahead, Mataji.
This verse mentions some of the material advantages afforded to persons associated with or devoted to Lord Shiva. Apart from Lord Shiva, if one is a devotee of any other demigod, one receives some material advantages. Foolish people, therefore, become devotees of demigods. This has been pointed out and criticized by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 7.20. Kamaistaistairhita prapatyantenya devata. Those who are not devotees of Krishna have a taste for women, wine, and so forth, and therefore they have been described as Rikagnana, bereft of sense. The Krishna consciousness movement can very easily point out such foolish persons, for they have been indicated in Bhagavad Gita 7.15, where Lord Krishna says, Namam dushkritino mudha prapatyante naradama Mayaya apahit gnanam asuram bhavamashritaha. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Anyone who is not a devotee of Krishna and does not surrender to Krishna must be considered Naradhama, the lowest of men, and Dushkriti, one who always commits sinful activities. Thus, there is no difficulty in finding out who is a third class or fourth class man. For one's position can be understood simply by this crucial test. Is he or is he not a devotee of Krishna? Why are devotees of the demigods greater in number than the Vaishnavas? The answer is given herein. Vaishnavas are not interested in such fourth class pleasures as women, wine, and women, nor does Krishna allow them such facilities. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. So in this paper, Srila Prabhupada quite emphatically is stating that the worship of demigods, it comes in the category of Naradhama. Anyone who does not worship Krishna or surrender to Krishna is described as lowest of men. Now, these are quite strong words, and we have to put it in context and understand that actually this is true. So Srila Prabhupada used to say this, that not everyone can afford diamonds, and therefore not everyone will have diamonds. Similarly, not everyone can be Krishna devotee because it requires exquisite and explicit faith. What is that faith? That faith is Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Kehe Surdhada Nishchay. That faith is described as something sublime. That sublime faith means full determination that Krishna Bhakti Kaile, that if I only do devotional service unto Krishna, then Sarva Karma Kridhai, then all my endeavors will be perfect. Now, people usually have doubts. Oh, there, this demigod, that demigod. So let me please everyone. And automatically, then somehow, everything will be okay. However, this is condemned verily, because demigods themselves are servants of Krishna. Lord Shiva, even though he is a Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu, the greatest of all demigods, but still, yet, he always is meditating on the lotus feet of Krishna. And we see that those who actually approach Lord Shiva is not very pleased with them. Why? Because they are disturbing his meditation of Lord Krishna. Therefore, Lord Shiva very quickly gives them some benediction and says, now please go away and let me concentrate on my Lord Shri Krishna. And we see that Ravana, actually, who was a devotee of Lord Shiva, he caused so much havoc. Unless and until one has a pure sense of purpose, they actually cannot approach Lord Krishna sincerely. And this pure sense of purpose, one can only get when one has association of the pure devotee of the Lord, as we will see in the next verse. Now, as far as other demigods are concerned, we have to understand that Krishna is by far superior, and even a comparative study does no justice to superiority of Krishna. Kulshekhar Maharaj very emphatically states in his Mukundamala Stotra, describing everything we regard as big and how insignificant it is. It says, Prithvi Renu, that the whole gigantic Earth planet becomes Renu, a dust, Anubihi, an atom of dust. Prayamsi Kanika, Halgus Pilingo Lagus, that the vast ocean, they become just mere drop of water. Tejo Nihswasanam Maruttanutaram. The gigantic fire, the sun, becomes just like an insignificant spark. And great winds, tornadoes or cyclones that, we see, which is blowing in the space, it becomes just a sigh of air. Shudram Rudra Pitamaha Prabhitaya. Rudra and Pitamaha, Brahma, they become Shudra. Shudra means insignificant.